In today's video, we're going to be creating this restaurant sales dashboard in Excel. I currently already have Excel open, and when you download this data set, the link is going to be in the description box below. It's going to be in the CSV format. I'll just encourage you to save it in an Excel workbook format so it will be easier to work with. So this is what our data set looks like. We have all of these dates, the day, time, order ID, so on and so forth. So let's just go ahead and start by creating a table so that we can start creating our visuals and KPIs. So I'm going to start while I select A1, cell A1, Control and Shift, and then use the right arrow key and then use the down arrow key so that we can select everything in this data set. Now go to Insert and we're going to select Table, and make sure my table has headers is selected, and I'm going to click on OK, and we've created a table. Now let's create one extra column from this data set. We have this time column here, and I want to create a chart with a sales by time of the day or hourly sales trend in our data set. So let's create a separate column with just the hour. So we want to extract just the hours and not this extra minutes. So I'm just going to name this hour, and we're going to use this formula. I'm just going to use the hour function, and I'm going to, you can reference table, but I'm just going to select this. So now that I've selected the entire thing, I'm just going to select time, but I'm going to add this art here so that it will run properly, and then enter. So now we have this entire thing. So you can see here we have 9 p.m. and it's showing as 21. So for me, it's in the 21 hours format. That's why it's like this. So it will make it easier to create an hourly sales chart with this. But yeah, now let's move on to our first measure, which is going to be the KPIs. I'm going to double click and I'm going to just name this sheet KPIs. So select any cell and then go to insert pivot table, and I'm going to reference our table, which is typically table 1, but I'm just going to show you how to do it if you want to select the data set or you want to just reference the table name. So I'll start here, Control Shift, the right arrow key, and then down, and you see that the name of our table is table 1, and I'm going to click on OK. So the KPIs is just going to be the total sale. I'll just add that to values. We're going to have the average. So I'm going to grab total sale again and then bring it here. So we have total sale 2. This time what I'm going to do is select this drop down here, and we're going to get these options, and then we can now select value field settings, select average, click on OK, and this is the average sale per transaction. And then finally we're going to have the number of items, which is the order ID, and this is the number of orders we have. So we have, let me change the format of this to dollars. Same with this one, we'll just change the currency to United States dollars. So now total sale is $13,424. Number of orders is 700, and the average sale per transaction is $19.18. Yeah, that's it for our KPIs. Let's move on to the next visual, which will be the top selling items. Now select any cell, go to insert, and we're going to select a pivot table, and we're going to reference our table, which is table 1. So we'll get item name, add that to rows, and we'll get total sales, add that to values. So this is what it looks like, and I'm just going to remove the grand total. So select the grand total, right click, and then remove grand total. Select this drop down, and we're going to go to more sort options, select descending, and we're going to select that drop down, then choose sum of total sale, click on OK, and then this is what we have. We want to limit it to just the top 10 items. So once again, select this filter, go to filter, value filters, top 10, and don't change anything, leave it as it is. It should be top 10 items by sum of total sales. Click on OK, and this is what we have. Now while okay, let's make this a currency. Control Shift and down, and select everything on this axis, and let's go to home, and then we're going to select this United States currency, and we have it in dollar. While your pivot table is selected, just go over to insert, and we are going to select this, which is a clustered column chart. Now let's start with this. Right click on this and hide all field buttons on chart. Now let's change the title of this chart. This is going to be top selling items. Okay, now let me select this what I call it the legend, and I'm going to delete it. We're also going to select these grid lines, delete, select this axis, and also just use the delete key to remove it. Come over to this chart element, and we're going to turn on data labels. I'm going to come here, and we're going to go over to more options. Come over to this label options, and under number we're going to change the category to currency. The decimal places should be 0, and this symbol is going to be the dollar, specifically this one. Okay, now let's select these bars, change the gap width under axis options to 100. Series options, we're going to change it to 100. Now let's go back to the entire chart area. Let's go to fill. We're going to go to fill again, or just expand fill. Go to color, and we're going to select more color options. Go to custom, and I'm going to change the color of this chart to 272437. Going to click on OK, and this is what we have. Let's also change, now let's change the color of these bars. Select those bars, under fill, more colors, and the color is going to be DEC7 A5, like that. Now go under border, let's change the color of this border and the outline color, so more colors again. Oh, we don't even need that, we can just select this. Let's use this color, that's the second one under this black, like this, and then we can turn on rounded corners. While the entire chart is selected, you can just go over to home, select this drop down, and just select white. So now all text within this chart will be white color. And that's it for the top selling items chart. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be sales by category. So I'm just going to create a new worksheet, and this is going to be sales by category. Select any cell, and then insert a pivot table. Click here, and then I'm going to reference table. So we're going to grab category, add that to rows, and grab total sales, add that to values. Let's just remove the grand total. Right click and remove grand total. Now select this drop down so we can filter this from highest to lowest. So select more options, go to select descending, select this drop down, and then select sum of total sale. Click on OK. I'm going to use Ctrl Shift and down to select everything, and we can change this to United States dollar. Now, while your pivot table is selected, go to insert charts, and we're going to select this clustered column charts. Right click on this button, and we're going to hide all field buttons on charts. Let's change the title, and I'm going to change this to sales by category. Okay, now you can select this axis, delete, select these grid lines, delete it, select this legend, and delete. Now, while our chart is selected and we have this dialog open, let's go to the fill option. So under fill, go to color, and then use this okay, it's calling dark purple, so with dark purple color, select that. And for the border, we're going to use this second color that we used before, and then we're going to select rounded corners. Select the bars, go back to fill, and we're going to change the fill color to that golden color. Over here we can just turn on data labels. Here we can't really see it because of the color, but don't worry, we'll handle that soon. And you can select the data labels here. Go to label options, and under number, change this to currency, reduce decimal places to 0, and then change the symbol to we're going to select this option, which is the dollar United States. Now you can select the entire chart area, come over here to home, change all text to white. Okay, let's also change the gap width for this. So select the bars again, and under series options, change the gap width to 100%. Yeah, that's it for the sales by category chart. Let's move to the next chart, which is going to be top servers by sale. So I'm going to create a new sheet, and this is going to be top servers by sale. Let's create a pivot table. So I'm going to insert pivot table, and this is going to be table 1. Let's now grab the server name, put that in rows, total sale, put that in values. Come over to grand total, right click, remove grand total. Select this filter, this drop down, and we're going to select more sort options. Select descending, and we're going to make it sum of total sale. Click on OK. Let's select everything using Ctrl Shift and the down key. Go to home, and we're going to change this to United States dollar for currency. While we're selected on the pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to choose a clustered column chart. Right click on this, and we're going to hide all field buttons on charts. Let's change the title of our chart. This is going to be top servers by sale. Okay, now select this axis and then delete. Select these grid lines, delete, and finally this legend, delete. Let's close this. Let's go back. Let's go to the let's format the chart area. So under fill, change it to that dark purple color, minimize, go to border, and we're going to change the outline color to this one, and we're also going to turn on rounded corners. Now let's do the same for these bars. Let's change the fill to that this tan color. Go to series options, and we are going to change the gap width to 100. Finally, select the entire chart area, come over to home, and change the text color for everything to white. Now let's add our data labels. Come over to these chart elements, we're going to turn on data labels. We could leave it like this, but let's just keep the trend of leaving it at 0 decimal places. So I'm just going to come over here and we're going to go to more options. Come over to label options, number, change the category to currency, decimal places will be 0, and then we're going to change the symbol to United States dollar. And yeah, that's it for the top servers by sale. Let's go to the sales trend. So create a new sheet and rename this sales trend. Select any cell, insert a pivot table, and we're going to reference table 1, and we're going to grab dates, add that to rows, and we're going to grab total sale, add that to values. So you can see here we have this date option. I'm just going to remove dates, I'm going to remove days, and we're going to be left with only months. And I'm going to just select the grand total, right click, remove grand total. Let's also make this currency, select Ctrl Shift down, and I'm going to select this drop down. I'm going to select the dollar currency. While you're selected on your pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to use a line chart for this, like this. Come over here, right click, hide all field buttons on chart. Let's change the title to sales trend. Okay, select this axis, delete. Select these grid lines, delete it. Select the legend, you can also delete that. Now, while we're selected on the chart area, let's change the fill to the dark purple color and go to borders, change it to this color, and we're going to make it a rounded corner. Select this line and change the color to the tan color. Let's select this, go to home, change the font color to white. Now come over here and we're going to turn on data labels. Let's go to more options. Under label options, go to number and then select currency, make the number of decimal places 0, and the symbol is going to be United States dollar. And yeah, that's the sales trend for this particular data set. Let's now move on to the next chart. So create a new sheet, and we're going to name this hourly sales. Let's create a pivot table. So go to insert, select pivot table and reference table 1. Let's scroll down to that column we created, which is the hour column. Add that there. Let's add the total sale, add that to values. Let's right click on grand total, and we're going to remove the grand total. I'm going to select this, Ctrl Shift down to select all the values, go to home, and we're going to change this to United States dollar. Now go to insert, and then we're going to select a clustered column chart. Right click on this button and hide all field labels on chart, and select the title, and we're going to make this hourly sales. Now select this axis, delete, select these grid lines, delete, then select this legend and also delete it. Now just right click, and I'm just going to format chart area. Let's go to fill, change the fill to that dark purple color, and go to border. We're going to change the color to this one and turn on rounded corners. Select these bars and we're going to change the fill to that tan color. Go to series options, change the gap width to 100%. Come over to chart elements, turn on data labels, and we're going to select this and go to more options. Under label options, go to number. We're going to change the category to currency, reduce the decimal places to 0, and we're going to change the currency to United States dollar. Finally, select the entire chart area, go over to home, change the color of the text to white, and yeah, this is the hourly sales for our data. Let's move on to the next chart, which is going to be the payments method distribution. Select any cell, go to insert and insert a pivot table, and we're going to reference table 1. Let's grab payments method. Okay, here it is, rows, and then we'll grab total sale, add that to values. Let's right click and we're going to remove grand total. Let's select all of these values using Ctrl Shift and the down arrow key, and we're going to make this a currency. Now while we're selected on this pivot table, go to insert, and we're going to use a donut chart. Let me close this. Come over here, and on this button, right click, hide all field buttons on charts. Let's change the title. We're going to make this payments method distribution. Now while we're selected on this entire charts area, let's go to the fill and we'll change it to that dark purple color. Come to border, change it to this color, and we're going to turn on rounded corners. Now select the donut chart, and under border just select no line. Let's now, while we're still selected on the donut, let's change the size of the donut hole size and change it to 60% under series options. Let's come back here. Now let's change the colors of each section. So double click till you have only this card area selected. Go to colors, and under fill, change it to the tan color, and for this one I'm going to select more colors, and we're going to change this to a different shade of orange, which is going to be D57833, and I'm going to select this one. We're just going to make it white. Let's select the entire chart area again, go to home, change the color of all text to white, come to chart elements, and we're going to turn on data labels. Now let's come over here, and we're going to go to more options, and under label options, just come here, select percentage, and then you can remove value. Now while we're selected on this, you can either use text options here, but I tend to prefer using this, so I'm just going to change this to black, and I'll make it bold also. And yeah, that's it for the payment method distribution. Let's now move on to the final chart, which is going to be the dine type distribution, which is also going to be a donut chart. I'm going to create a new sheet, and this is going to be dine type distribution. Select any cell, go to insert, and select pivot table, reference table 1, and we're going to select dine type add dine type to rows, and then total sales is going to be in values. Come over here, right click on grand total, and we're going to remove grand total. I'm going to use Ctrl Shift down, and I'm going to change this to United States dollar. Go to insert, select pie chart, and we're going to use a donut chart. Come over here, right click, and we're going to hide all field buttons on chart. Let's change the title. We're going to make it dine type distribution. Select the entire chart area. Let me close this. Let's go over to there was a little glitch there. Sorry, I was wondering why it was doing that. Let's go to fill and make this a dark purple color. Border, we're going to change this to this dark gray color, and we're going to turn on rounded corners. Now select this donut itself, and under border, go to select no line. Now come over to series options, and we're going to make it 60%. Make the donut's whole size 60%. Select delivery, go back to fill, and change the fill to the tan color. Select this orange, change it to this different shade of orange, and then select this green one, which is take away, and change the color to white. And I can just select the chart, go to home, and I'm going to change the entire thing to white. Now come over to chart elements and turn on data labels. Select this and go to more options. Come over to label options and other label options. We're going to turn on percentage, turn off value. While this series is selected, just come over here, change the color of the text to black, and also make it bold. And that's it for the dine type distribution. With that, we've created all of our charts. Now we can go on to assemble our dashboard. So let's go back to our dataset and create a new sheet, and I'm going to name this dashboard. And I'm going to grab this and bring it to this side, so we have it as the first item, the first sheet in our entire file. So let's insert a rectangle. Go to insert, illustrations, shape, and we're going to insert a rectangle, and I'm just going to draw this here. Go to outline, we're going to select no outline, go to fill, and we're going to select more fill colors. Now let's change the color to 1B1829, and I'm going to bring it to this edge. Let's change the height to 15.65, and the width is going to be 37.5. Let me reduce the zoom, and when you do that, it tends to mess up the dimension, so I'm just going to input my values again. Okay, let's start with an icon. So I'm just going to go to insert, illustrations, and then icon, and I'm going to search for restaurants. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to insert that, and I'm going to change the dimensions, change the height to 1.2, and change the fill to that tan color. Let me just move it a bit. Next, go to insert, illustrations, and shapes. Then we're going to grab a text box, and this is going to be restaurant sales dashboard. Select the entire text box, and then let's change the color of the font to white. Change the size to 28. Now go to shape format, fill, select no fill, and shape outline, select no outline. I'm going to increase this. Let's go back to home, change this alignment to center here, and also change it to middle. Let's move this a little bit closer to this, right around here. Let me return it back to left so that I can have it really close to this icon here. And I'm going to select both of them, go to either graphics format or shape format, whichever one. Just choose the align option and align middle. And we have these two items. I'm just going to maybe move it a little bit. If we need to move it around again, we will, but for now it's okay where it is. Let's go to insert illustrations, and then we're going to select shapes, text box. Let's just draw a text box around here, and I'm going to type in, this is going to be total sales, and select the entire text box. Change the size of this text to 14. Color of the text should be white. Let's go to shape format, select no fill and no outline. Let's go back to home and change the alignment. Change this alignment to middle align and also center. Okay, I want to just make it longer so that we can reuse this without changing the dimensions for other items. I'm going to hold Control and Shift, and I'm going to create a copy of this. For this one, let's just select the entire thing, and I'm going to clear this, and on this formula bar add an equal sign. Then we can go to our KPIs, and then we can select total sales, enter, and now we have our value there. We won't be able to save for now, but no worries. Select the entire text box and change the size of this font to 22, and then select this white color. Let me increase the height a little bit, and you should have something like this. Now I'm just going to select both of them. Let me move it up a bit. Now I'm just going to create copies of this so that we can use it to create our other KPIs. So I'm going to hold Control and Shift. Control and Shift. We have one more copy, and we have another copy. Doing this will make sure that we have all of it in line, but we may still have to move it around. So let's start with this one. I'm just going to clear this, and I'm going to type in average order value. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to come over to this formula bar, and I'm going to remove it. Go back to our KPIs, and this is going to be average of total sale. While the entire text box is selected, just going to input our text size, which is 22, change the color to white. Come to this one, and we are going to change this to total orders. Do the same for this one. Clear this, come to KPIs, and then we're going to select count of orders, change the size to 22, and change the color to white. Let's now just group all of them. So I'm going to select this to right click and then group. Same with this one. I'm going to right click and then group. Finally, we have this one, and I'm just going to group it. I'm just going to select this one. I'm holding shift down while I do it so it will move around, and I'm going to select this, and I'm also going to move it here. So I'm just kind of estimating good spacing for all of them. Maybe I'll just select this, move all of them to this side, and maybe up a bit. But yeah, that's our KPIs for this charts, for this dashboard. Now let's go in and grab our charts. I'm going to start with top selling items. So I'm going to select this chart, copy it, go back to dashboard, and I'm going to paste it here. Let me move it, and I'm going to go to sales by category, copy it, and we're going to paste it here. Next chart is going to be top servers by sale, copy that, and I'm going to paste that here. Next is going to be the sales trend, copy this, I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to go to the next one, which is hourly sales, copy this, go back to the dashboard, and we're going to paste it. Going to bring it down here. Let's go to the next one, which is payment method distribution, copy that, paste, and finally we have our line type distribution. I'm just going to paste that. To keep things simple, I'm just going to select all the charts because they all have the same heights. I'm just going to select all of them, go to shape formats, change the height to 6.45 like that. Next, we're going to select just the charts alone. Don't select the donut chart, so I just deselected those ones. We can now change the width to 12.15. Okay, now let's just kind of figure out the placing for all the charts. Let's start with this one. I'm just going to bring it up to around here. Let me use my arrow keys to kind of move it around. Let me bring this a little bit closer, but I'm just going to keep it a bit lower so that I can align to the top of this one. And I'm going to maybe move this a little bit to the right here. Okay, let me select all three of these, go to shape format, align top. So we have our first tree, and then go to align once again and distribute horizontally. Let me scroll down to this ones. So let's start with this. I'm going to bring it a bit closer, so I think we'll have to move all of these elements a little bit to the top. No worries, we're going to do that. So what I'm going to do, let me start with these three. I'm going to move them up like this, select these ones, and I'm going to just move them up. Same with this, I'll just move it up using my arrow key, and we have a little bit of space here, and that's what I'm going for. So let me grab this one and kind of bring it closer. Select this chart and this one, go to shape format, align left. So what I did is I intentionally left it a little bit, this one a little bit to the right, so I to align to this one. If this one was a little bit out here, this one will be the one to move. Just going to close that, and I'm just going to bring this one so it to be, let me just make it obvious, a little bit, it won't be aligned to the top. Let it just be a little bit lower than this one. For these two charts, select them. Let's change their width to 5.9, and I'm just going to grab this one here, and I'm going to grab this one here. Once again, I want to kind of keep this a little bit lower, so select all of this, and we're going to go to shape format, align top, and select this chart and this one, shape format, align, and I'm going to align right. Select this one and this one, shape format, align right, and select this one and this one. Oops, if I did this, the one on top will actually be the one to move, so I'm going to just move this one a little bit to the right, select this one, go to shape format, align left, and this is what I have as my dashboard. I'm just going to zoom out so we can see the dashboard, so we can see the entire thing. Okay, so this is what our dashboard looks like. This is our restaurant sales dashboard. But yeah, that's it. At the end of all my videos, I always encourage you to change things around. Maybe try a different color scheme. If you don't like this dark shade, maybe try something lighter. Maybe try a different set of combinations, or maybe even add slicers. But that's up to you. But with that, we've come to the end of this video. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.